Suhaila from Norway is asking about the Ahkam of Istihadah. And I'd like to explain what Istihadah means in the beginning. Istihadah means an irregular bleeding for women from the orifice, which normally there is the bleeding for the monthly period, but it is off time. So the monthly period or the menses happens at a certain time on regular basis every month for women once they reach the age of puberty until they achieve their menopause. Whenever they are pregnant, in most cases, the monthly period stops. And sometimes also while giving breastfeeding, also the bleeding stops. But if the bleeding happens off time, like the woman have already experienced her period 6 days and there is a clear charge, she performed ghusl and she is praying regularly. A few days later, and this is not the regular time for bleeding, she started spotting and started seeing some blood, whether a little bit or heavy bleeding. This bleeding will be perceived as istihadah. Istihadah is bleeding, in a sense it comes from the same orifice, but it is not haid. It is not the monthly period. The monthly period or the menses, it's ahkam, it's najis to the extent that a woman who's having her monthly menses should not pray the physical prayers, nor fast, nor perform tawaf, nor have an intimate relationship in the orifice. The entire body is okay to enjoy, but sexual intercourse, that's not permissible during the menses. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْمَحِيضِ قُلْ هُوَ أَذًى فَاعْتَزِلُوا النِّسَاءَ فِي الْمَحِيضِ حَتَّى يَطْهُرْنَ وَلَا تَقْرَبُوهُنَّ حَتَّى يَطْهُرْنَ فإذا تطهرن فأتوهن من حيث أمركم الله إن الله يحب التوابين ويحب المتطهرين. Second chapter of the Quran tells us about during the menses, the men are not allowed to have the complete sexual relation, sexual intercourse with their women or the women during the menses, because this is harmful. This bleeding is harmful. So you should avoid this orifice during the period. But you can enjoy the rest of the body. And a woman also is in a state of purity. In a sense, it's okay to touch, hug, and kiss, and cook for the family, cuddle, sleep on the same bed, like the Prophet ﷺ used to do with his wives. Unlike what was commonly understood in the mind of particularly Ahlul Kitab, specifically the Jews. Then al-istihadah does not forbid any of the previous. The irregular bleeding, the woman have experienced her menses, and a few days later, after finishing the 6 regular days that she experiences the menses, maybe from the 15th to the 21st every month, and on the 25th, the bleeding resumed after complete ceasing of the bleeding. So this bleeding could be a side effect of a medication or a heavy exercise or a psychological pressure or a psychiatric pressure or being upset or being too happy or doing extra work. Could be for any other reason other than the monthly period. Accordingly, the woman should still continue praying and fasting and can enjoy an intimate relationship with precaution and performing tawaf, reading Quran and entering the masjid. But when it comes to the prayers and when it comes to tawaf, we say to the sister, wait until the time for the prayer has entered, then make wudu and offer the prayer. Each salah you will make a new ablution for it, and that's it. I'm going to perform tawaf, and I know because the Sheikh have been explaining to us the difference between istihadah and haid. Now I'm certain this is istihadah or regular bleeding. How do I do my umrah? Hey everybody, let's go for tawaf. So whenever you live in your hotel room, you make wudu, you perform ghusl and you make your wudu and you head to the Masjid al-Haram where you perform your tawaf and sa'i. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.